my name is Nina. Welcome to my channel. Today I thought it would be fun to do a very casual, chatty day vlog. Usually when I do vlogs, it's like 2 weeks. Usually it's themed around a reading vlog. I've done weekend vlogs before, but recently I have been watching a lot of like working from home daily vlogs. And usually these vlogs are just creators sharing their very regular, maybe a little bit boring work days, but I have been really enjoying watching those videos. Whenever I think of video ideas for my own channel, I just try to think of things that I would like to watch or am currently really enjoying watching. So it might just be a little bit boring, but I also think that that might be like the fun part because I usually really enjoy these videos. So I hope you will also enjoy it. I just wanted to take you along with me on a very regular day. I just did my morning routine, which I did film for a few videos ago. So I figured I wouldn't really go in depth in this video. If you want to watch that, you can watch my morning and evening routine video. Today is Monday and I work my freelance job on Mondays. If you've been following me for a while and you know a little bit, like I've talked before about my schedule because I used to work as a teacher 3 days a week, but I recently scaled down my teaching hours, so I only work as a teacher 1 day a week now. There were a bunch of reasons why I did this, but one of the reasons was because I wanted to do more freelance work. I work as a freelance copywriter, so I write for different websites, web shops, stores, to basically either I write texts for their website to like talk about their products or to explain what they do or like to fill their homepage with text, stuff like that. Or I write blog posts to share information about the things that this website sells. So for example, I will take 2 products and I will kind of compare them in a blog post so that someone who wants to buy these products can kind of make up their mind on which one fits their needs best. And I also work as a video editor. I do that a little bit less than the writing, but I do really enjoy the video editing. So I kind of want to do that a little bit more. And then I obviously also have my YouTube channel. Now my YouTube channel lives in this kind of middle ground between it's technically not really work because I don't really make money off of it yet. However, I do try to look at it similarly to my work because I want to be very consistent with it and I don't want it to be a hobby that I just like pick up whenever because I want to build something here and I want to improve my videos. I think one of the ways to do that is to just be very consistent and to do it very often. So I am trying to be very strict about posting every single week. And I'm not saying that is the best way to do it for everyone. I think that that kind of depends on your goals within YouTube. And just for me personally, I'm trying to not necessarily look at it as a hobby that I can just pick and choose to do whenever. I try to be very consistent with it. So sometimes I do work on my YouTube videos during my freelance time. It kind of depends on how much other freelance work I have to do as well. And then sometimes I also work on it on the weekends or in the evenings. So it kind of lives in this in-between stage of like not really part of my job, but also kind of part of my job. So I filmed a sit-down video yesterday and I edited part of it already. So I do want to finish that video today so I can plan it in for this week. But I don't want to spend too much time on that. I don't want that to be like the main thing because I also have other things to do. So the first thing I'm going to do is go to my desk and make a to-do list for the whole week. Like I said, it's Monday morning. This is the time where I just look at my whole week and plan everything out. I have a Notion page that has a space for every single day of the week. And on Monday morning, I plan in everything for the whole week. And I kind of use 2 techniques at the same time because on the one hand, I put things that are due on a certain day on that day. But on the other hand, I put things on the day that I plan to do them. So for example, I post my video on Friday, so I need to finish my video by Friday. However, I am planning on editing part of that video today, so I am going to put render and upload video on my to-do list for Friday, but I am going to put edit video on my to-do list for today. So maybe if I finish editing the video today and I already render and upload it, I might be able to tick off something that was due on Friday, so it's on my to-do list for Friday, but it's just easier to put it on the day where it's due. So I know that if I don't get to it today, it's not that big of a deal. I use this method for both my work-related stuff, but also more personal things like my laundry. I put like which loads of laundry I plan on doing which day, just so I have an idea and it's not just floating around in my head. So on the to-do list for today is to edit the video, it's to send a couple of emails and make a couple of phone calls. I have a meeting in about an hour for one of my copywriting jobs. I have some articles to write for one of my copywriting jobs, and I also have a video that I edited for one of my editing jobs that I have to put subtitles on, but that's not due this week, so it would be nice if I get to it, but it's not necessarily a high priority. But I do think it would be nice to do it today because I think I have the time today. I'm going to put all of this and more into my to-do list, and then I'm going to start my day with answering emails and making some phone calls. All right, while doing emails, I figured out that there is something that I have to make sure I send away before my meeting in 50 minutes, and I have some work to do on it. Like, there is a concept, but it's not finished yet. I'm quickly going to finish that and then send that away before my meeting.
Soft, turn the key and cooler on. Push the pause for relief. Free pass, you don't even have to ask to be the cat in the sun. Someday I will see the whole deal through today.
Okay, I just finished my meeting. It is past 12 now and I am starving. So I am going to take my lunch break. When I take my lunch break kind of depends on how busy my day is, but also just how hungry I am. Right now, I am very hungry pretty early, so I'm gonna take my break now. But sometimes I wait until like 1 or 1:30 if I'm not hungry yet. But I'm hungry now, so let's eat. One of my favorite things about working from home is that I can make an actually nice lunch. I struggled a lot with trying to come up with lunches that I could take with me to work, but that I still enjoyed, because there's just not that many options. And also as a teacher, you don't get that long a break. I usually get like a 15-minute break, which is enough to eat, but not enough to prepare something and then eat it. So I'm very happy that when I work from home, I can make like very good, delicious lunches. And today I am eating my own homemade bread. I made this bread yesterday. It's looking real nice. I haven't sliced it open yet, so I'm curious to see if it is like fluffy on the inside, but it looks really good. I've been mostly making sourdough bread, but I wanted to bake bread yesterday. My starter wasn't fed because I didn't have any extra flour. I wanted to feed my starter on Saturday and then bake the bread on Sunday, but since I didn't have flour, I couldn't feed my starter. So then yesterday when I got the flour, I did feed my starter, but I also wanted to make a bread, so I made just like a regular yeast bread because that process is a lot faster. But then today I do want to start making a sourdough dough because it will just rise when I'm working, and then tonight I can put it in the fridge and bake it either tomorrow or on Wednesday. You can leave the dough in the fridge for like 4 to 5 days, so I like to make the dough when I am home, because the day that you choose to make the dough is the day that you have to like be around your dough quite a lot, because for the first 2 hours you have to do stretch and fold every 30 minutes, and then you leave it to rise for like 4 to 6 hours, and then you shape it, then you wait another hour, then you shape it again. So it doesn't take up that much time, but you do have to like be around it. But since I'm working from home today, I can do that and then just put it in the fridge and bake it whenever. I think I'm going to make some fried eggs with cheese and then slice up some of my bread and eat it with that. One of the hardest moments of the day for me personally when I work from home is the moment when my lunch break is over and I have to get back to work because it just takes so much like motivation and willpower, and it's so easy to accidentally take a very long lunch break. But I've gotten myself up. I'm gonna make another cup of coffee and I'm going to move back to my desk. My bread was very delicious. I had a very nice lunch break. I read my book, and now let's get back to work. It is now almost 3, and I spent the last like hour and a half on writing something that was just kind of out of my comfort zone. I just didn't feel really. It took a lot of mental energy from me to write this because it's not something that I write very often, and it doesn't really come naturally to me. So it took a lot of energy, even though it did not really, it shouldn't have taken this much time. But I just feel my brain just being very tired and like full because I had to do this thing that just like took a lot out of me. It's done now. I have sent it away, but I am going to spend the rest of the workday doing a little bit more like relaxed work because I just know that I'm not going to be able to concentrate very well the rest of the day, which is fine because editing doesn't really take that much concentration from me. I love editing and it takes more of my creative energy, but not really the like, I don't have to think very hard on it, you know? And I think what I'm going to do is go over to a coffee shop to work for a bit there. I actually have plans to go to my boyfriend's family for dinner, and I have to leave in about 2 hours, but I have to take public transport there. So I thought I might just go to the station already, choose a coffee shop that is near there, and then go from the coffee place straight to the dinner. So it will be like a nice change of environment. I can go there, concentrate for a few more hours, and then go to my boyfriend's family. I think that will make it easier to concentrate on the rest of the work that I have to do. So let's go do that.
Soft, turn the key and cooler on. Push a pause for relief. Free pass, you don't even have to ask to be the cat in the sun. Someday I will see the whole deal through today. I've got better things to do, okay, to leave a little bit undone and be the cat in the sun. Be the cat in the sun.
Hello, it is the end of the workday. I'm working on some crochet. I actually got this project from my mom because I was at my mom's place a few days ago and we were gonna watch a movie, but I didn't have any crochet work with me. So I was like, hey, do you have any yarn? Because I did have a crochet hook in my bag and I love to crochet while I watch movies. I was like, hey, do you have any like scrap yarn that I can use to crochet something while we're watching this movie? And she was like, yeah, you should look in this drawer. And then I found this full like unfinished granny square, well, it's not granny square, but like square project, and she had made like a bunch already. And I was like, hey, what's this? She was like, oh, I started that years ago, I'm not gonna finish it. So I am going to continue that project so I can use those squares she still had lying around. And she also still had a bunch of yarn for that project. So I am working on finishing that now. When I was working at the coffee place, my boyfriend called me to tell me that the dinner was canceled. So I didn't really have to go to the coffee place in the first place, but I'm glad that I went. Then at least I went outside today instead of just being inside all day and then also spending my whole evening inside, because at first I was like, I don't really need to go to a coffee place because I have plans in the evening, but since those plans got cancelled, I'm very glad that I went. And it was really nice to work there for a little bit. I was actually really productive. I finished editing the full video and I also made the thumbnail. So it is pretty much completely ready. I just have to render it, which I do overnight, and then let it upload. But it doesn't have to be up until like Friday. So it's nice to get a little head start. So maybe I can work on like next week's video a little bit this week already and I can get ahead. So that was very nice and very productive. And I also just did all of the other things that were on my to-do list for today. Like I said, I did a lot of writing in the morning. I did not end up doing the subtitles for that video I told you about this morning, but that's not due for like a few weeks. So it doesn't really matter if I didn't start it today. Plus, since I finished the video today, I can work on the subtitles of that other video tomorrow because I had also already planned a little bit of editing time for my workday tomorrow. So yeah, it was a very productive day, but it was also just a very fun day. I had a lot of fun being in that coffee shop and just like sitting there. There was a very good playlist going. Like every single song that came on, I was like, oh my god, I love this song. It was very rainy and very cold, but it was really cozy and warm inside, so that was really nice. It was a really nice working environment. So now that my plans for the evening are cancelled, I don't really know how I'm gonna spend my evening. I just had dinner. Me and my boyfriend are watching The Madness on Netflix right now. And it's like a thriller, I think. It's very interesting. I wouldn't say it's like fun, but it is a very good show, I think. I'm really enjoying it. And we usually only watch like one episode a night. Usually we only watch during dinner, so it always takes us a little while to get through shows in general. This show I think only has 8 episodes, so we're almost done. But yes, that was very fun. And then for the rest of the night, I don't really know. I thought I might want to play some Stardew Valley, and then I was thinking, should I film for my Stardew Valley Let's Play that I did a few weeks ago? Because I've been really excited to get back to that save, and last time I really enjoyed filming for the Let's Play. But filming for a Let's Play takes a lot of time, and I don't know if I want to spend like 3 hours tonight filming, also because it's already 8:30 right now. But then again, I was thinking maybe I could just film for like an hour and then I can just film the rest of the video a different time this week or next week, and the video will be longer. It will just be split into 2 parts where I filmed it, because I am really excited to play and film it. So I think I might do that and just see how long I'm enjoying the filming process and how long I want to play, and then I can film the rest of the video a different time. So I think I might spend a little while doing that. And then also I have been reading the final book in the Throne of Glass series, Kingdom of Ash, and I am obsessed with this book. Last night, I was laying in bed and I was like, let me read one more chapter before I go to sleep. And then there was the most like heart-wrenching, soul-crushing thing happened, and I just could not stop reading. And I also spent like 3 chapters just crying because of everything that happened. And I'm not even near the end. I have like 300 pages left to read. So this is the one book in the series where I'm like, yes, this is what I wanted from this whole series, because it's super interesting throughout, but also everything is kind of evenly dispersed in the book. Like, I feel like I also read A Court of Thorns and Roses, the whole series, and there is one book that is just completely war, and there was just like chapter on chapter on chapter of just war stuff happening. And I am not someone who really enjoys reading about wars, and in that series, I was just very confused about everything that was happening, and like I couldn't really get into it because it was so war heavy. And this book is also about a war, but it is very, like I said, evenly dispersed throughout the book. So you will get a battle, and then you will get a few chapters of something else, and then you will get another battle, which makes it a lot more enjoyable for me to read. And I also understand a lot more of what's going on, because with ACOTAR, I just kept losing like who was part of which team and who are we rooting for and which people are suddenly arriving, and like I just didn't really understand what was going on. I've been really enjoying this book, so I'm really excited to read as well. But this is also a part of like my average work day, in which there is always a moment in the evening where I'm like, okay, I've had dinner, I've done my chores, I have time to do something fun, but then I have to make a choice on like what fun thing I want to do. It can be pretty hard to choose within like all of the hobbies I have, and it's also sometimes just like a lot easier to just sit down on the couch and do nothing or like scroll on my phone. But I know that if I do that all night, then I just don't really feel good because I didn't actually do something that I love to do. Even if it is just sitting on my couch and like crocheting instead of scrolling my phone and watching a show or something, that always just makes me feel better than if I don't really make a choice. You know what I mean? Sometimes you just kind of go along with what's happening instead of actively making a choice to do something. Anyway, enough yapping. I am going to make a cup of tea and then film my Stardew Valley lesson. I just finished filming a few days of in-game play. I filmed for about an hour and now I'm tired. I'm excited to sit on my couch and read my book and like wind down for the night. It is the end of the day. I'm about to go to bed. It is now 11:30. I spent the rest of the night just reading my book and hanging out on the couch. I'm now quickly going to do my skincare, take a shower, and then go to sleep. I really enjoyed hanging out with you today, so I hope you enjoyed watching. If you did, please let me know so I can maybe do vlogs like this more often. If you want to, you can subscribe down below, and I will hopefully see you again next week. Good night.